Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, last episode we left off just as we were about to go to bed. We're finally able to complete the first day. We've actually gone ahead and done a little bit of the investigation. And I suppose tomorrow we're going to find out about a fair number of things, like trying to get into that building with the old cleaner lady. Maybe investigate the curses for what's her name? For the shopkeeper. I've already paid Gart, but now I need to get another 20 real somehow and prepay him. So we'll get on that tomorrow.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
We're all in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't. And
What?
then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Roll over
So
to the other
little
side.
better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Okay, what exactly am I going to see here? I did see myself spawned in. Oh, okay. Last time this music played in the prologue, I got dinged by copyright for it, so I have to kind of talk semi-loudly over it and hope for the best. I'm just going to try to find out what's going on. Hey, that's me! What's going on here? Why is there a disco ball?
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry? Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are. This is my dream. I'm just
You know
dreaming.
who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Okay. Well, that's great. I assume I was left?
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you.
I'll be honest, this was not how I was anticipating the first 3 minutes of the game to go. Alright.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Wait, is that my name? Am I Harry? I kind of just ignored the fact that he's been calling me by name. I assume I'm Harry then. I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head. So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No!
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Okay.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Fair. Alrighty then. Well, that was a hell of a intermission. Alright. I slept like a baby. It was great. I got so much rest. 6 hours of sleep, or 5 hours and 45 minutes of sleep, you know, that's decent. I mean, it's not great, but could be worse.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting. Rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell's going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Let me put in my false positivity, and let me trick my brain into being hyped up and energetic. No, that's not it. Really, I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Are you telling me that I'm going into withdrawal? Oh, that's not good.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
I assume... yeah, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
I kind of want to clean up my character, so no, I'm not taking this.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without speed. Half the town won't be dead. Ah, the half cup full.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Okay. I actually don't know how much of an impact that's going to have on Harry, so... And yes, I am just going to call him Harry now because my brain was calling me that in my dream. I have to assume that my brain knows what it's doing. Alright, anything I can do here with the mirror?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Nope.
In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
I can encyclopedia this. Can I get rid of the expression? Is there a way? Can I boost my encyclopedia? I might as well. I'll do it. I'll do it. Let's try again.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
58%.
In it, your face, adorned. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right.
Fair enough.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Honestly, this seems like it's the best thing for my mental health right now. Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Yeah, 3% chance of succeeding this is incredibly low. I'll leave it be. Seriously, 3%? What the hell? Alright, well at least I know where it comes from now. Partner, you awake in there? Partner? Buddy? Kim? Maybe he's waiting for me in the on the balcony. He is not waiting for me in the balcony. Okay, maybe he's waiting for me downstairs. Or maybe I woke up before he did. I find that unlikely though. Hello, ma'am?
It's closed. Still.
Ma'am? Alright, nope. No such luck. Oh wow, what the... Oh, it's opened up now. I see. Day 2. Hey, bud. Good morning.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
He points to the mess hall doors. What do you mean by rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here.
These men here who everyone seems to be afraid of.
Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
Nice. Nice level up. Free XP. Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers union. The tracks in the mud. The circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
There's so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Fair enough.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Okay. Is that a clue telling me to leave it until the end?
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
Seems
But
good.
aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I am, yes.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Let's catch up with the other characters I know from yesterday first, and also go into the chef's into the kitchen. Hey, bud.
Can I help you?
I don't have the money to pay for the $20.
Got the 20 real?
Nope.
Why are you wasting my time? And your?
Fine. Hey,
Just a
cryptozoologist
moment.
wife. The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
She turns back to you with a weary smile.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Part of me wants to say, hey, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but can you tell me how I can help you? Oh no, this is the super sorry cop. I don't want to be the super sorry cop. Let's go with Howdy, what's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
I want to help this woman. To the best of my ability, I'll do whatever is necessary.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
She sighs. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Agreed. Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
I don't. For you, there's nothing more important to worry about. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Well, we know the water lock is jammed at the moment. So they might just be on the other side unable to cross over. Or they're dead, but you know, let's hope it's not that.
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
And who's Gary? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiles. Is Gary a dog?
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
I will.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
We'll see.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Fair.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know that you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So, your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
She says with a pinch of pride. What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Correct. The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Thank you, Kim.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Well, 92%. Suggestion. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
Fair enough.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. Cryptid extravaganza, I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Ooh, tough choice there.
I'm like, is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? It's an ape. It is not a cryptid. What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
What? The gnome of Jeroma? That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
And what did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at.
It almost sounds like a kappa. But I mean, it's a gnome, right?
A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
She looks at you, her voice grave suddenly.
If the body of the creature was found,
Yeah,
why
right?
aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of these very little species?
I agree with Kim on this one. I mean, if the body was found, why did we not, research it or, let it be known to the world?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
She says, mostly to herself. That's awfully convenient, isn't it?
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it does seem very convenient that it just disappeared and nothing like it was seen again.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again.
Look, Kim, I know you said one, but let me ask these questions. What's the biggest one?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid?
The lieutenant pauses thoughtfully.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Yes, you do. Haha, you're not above it all.
Well, the biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Kokonur.
Okay.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Wait, what do you mean by strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
She does not elaborate the nature of this luminance further. And just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Who are you? No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit. You need more. Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
She answers immediately. Cryobacter catlensis?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
And what's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history. Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Wait, she injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like, really? I'm just gonna randomly inject this bacteria we just discovered that's been in the ice for millennia or whatever? Yeah, that seems like a bad plan. Wait, you mean there's an immortal geologist? No. You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world? I don't think that's what she means.
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
Kinda asked a dumb question. Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me?
Yes.
Are you serious?
It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
I was not anticipating it to be a cryptid in her eyes. Okay, alright. You know what's funny, though, is more than likely, since this is a video game, at least one of these might be true. At any rate. War story.
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, with its saliva?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
That seems unlikely, but sure. And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of human? Of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
I thought it was genus. Maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong my entire life.
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
I knew it, Kim. You're not human. I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is
The
stupid.
lieutenant looks at you, pleasantly surprised.
Oh, she's vaguely racist. I didn't think about that. Ah.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us in many ways. You are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
Uh-huh.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculative biology for today.
Right. Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Invisible or camouflage?
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
You're right, Kim. It's childish, but I need to know.
Okay, I won't spoil your fun. What is the invisible cryptid?
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua.
Excuse me?
Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Col de Mama d'Aqua can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
A whisper light and low.
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they?
Her eyes light up behind her glasses.
Although the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Mama d'Aqua makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
True. The lieutenant looks at her skeptically.
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Songbirds.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Name them.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mama d'Aqua they followed individually.
Could it be here? Look around. Right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Why is the Mama d'Aqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinction?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aqua's. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
Nullification?
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing.
Great.
Psst. They cancel each other out.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, that's why I said they nullify.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A wending cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Koltama Madakwa population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
Yeah, she's a good storyteller, if nothing else.
I'm glad you did, dear.
She seems genuinely glad. So, like, the thing is, she's a very sweet lady. She earnestly believes in the things that she's saying. She's a little racist, and she does believe in something that, you know, may or may not be verifiable. But, you know, at least she's nice. Interesting, what about?
What about what?
Man, I just can't get enough of these cryptids.
I'm glad you like them. But I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
Tell me more about moral. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
Okay, well, what does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Okay, well, let's try again. If I was trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She smiles wistfully.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I'm sure I will. Thanks for pointing that out to me, though. I think I have all the information I need for now. Let's move
I
on.
hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
She catches herself.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Ah yes, Phasmatodea, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Pseudo-woodo! Sorry.
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the insular Indian coast.
I really hope your husband didn't drown himself accidentally looking for a reed.
Hence its name, the insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye. She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
So, is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Well, you never know. Some people like to make false museums and displays with cryptids and stuff just to generate tourist money. Granted, that's not exactly a modern thing. It's more kind of a back in the day type of deal, but still. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
Okay, and what's so special about the stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
That's all for now, ma'am. Well, that was enlightening. Let's go back in here because I need to look at this. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Okay, great. That didn't do much for me.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Do you know what's behind the door? Point to the blue door.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Okay. Kim, do you actually want to talk to me? Do you have new dialogue today?
Yes?
Tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
Nothing.
Good.
Alright. I will walk past them. I'll deal with them later. You probably don't have anything interesting to say.
Yes?
No, not you. This man. It's all about money, you know. Alright. I'm gonna leave these people be. Are you the gardener from outside?
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you. Uh-oh.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Was her name always Elizabeth? Also, you've turned a new leaf. You are very rude now.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Fair.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Maybe. What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach.
What are we going to do to you?
She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter, devoid of joy.
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
So you say, but what I'm hearing so far makes it sound like a crime syndicate.
Goddamn right it is.
Uh-huh. You look not shady.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals? That's probably not the way to approach it. The world needs financial buffer zone. Needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. I don't know what you've... Yeah, I kind of want to pick 3. I don't know what you heard, where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. Well, I don't want to call them socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? No. Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions. That's the moralist route, right? All of these are rough answers. Let's just ask the questions. I'll talk to Titus then. But not today. I'll be back at like 1 a.m. again, like yesterday. So that's not a gardener. I can't get the ammonia from her.
Was that? Could it be the Mama Dakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Am I really... Oh, okay, fine. I'm like, am I really entertaining this thought right now? Is it? Is there a ringing? Listen more closely.
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear.
It could also just be, you know, tetanus or something.
Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Listen closely first.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
Okay. Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise?
No, I don't hear the Koldomama Dakwa, and neither do you.
I like how he already, like, cut through the bullshit. He knows exactly what I'm onto right now.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
I'm gonna hold very still and hope the bird comes to perch on my shoulders.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please!
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Why is this a thought? Oh no. Is this something I should just investigate? Where's the thought? Guillaume Le Million. I don't even remember where I picked this one in. Or where I found that one. Col de Mama Dakwa. You heard it. The mysterious Col de Mama Dakwa. You're certain that you did. Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you're hopeful, because it would make you very special to be the only human being who can hear this invisible and corporeal bird, this animate whisper, this particle of sound. You're going to have to keep listening, sharpen your ear. That'll just make me extremely distracted, like the entirety of the game. If I'm listening to, you know, an animal I shouldn't even be able to hear. Who are you? Shit ain't nothing to me. Alright, fine. Oh, hello. Who are you? So things are different today. Working class woman. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Point at the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She looks up briefly.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Well, I mean, you know there's a strike going on, you know, like a few meters away, so that's probably why. What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
Phenomenal. She reverts her attention to a worn-out paperback.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the bookstand.
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. Another comrade. Years of labor are pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind.
Is this not assault? Just randomly hug her? Maybe your husband's missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
Where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
That's a good question, Kim. Don't ask me. I don't even know where this is going. So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
She looks around and takes a deep breath, a little annoyed. I mean, that's the healthy way to look at it. Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you right in the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. Maybe you're right. No, I can totally help you find your missing husband. I can be so annoying.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby. Maybe don't go for that. It's okay.
What?
Okay, I was talking to myself. I should stop. It's okay.
She tries to concentrate on books, but her eyes are full of bewilderment. Okay, maybe it's something else then.
What is wrong with me? Maybe your cockatoo is missing?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Man, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo's not missing. I just want to make sure.
Great.
One more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
What the hell is this? Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Maybe your children are missing?
No, absolutely not.
Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
She's definitely disturbed by now. Nanny, where are
They
they?
are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
I'm just being so annoying. Like, I'm just pestering this poor woman. They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
That's fair. I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
Getting a little creepy here now. Can you describe me just their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something to make identifying a little easier.
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
So they're probably smoking something.
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional. This is not related at all.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. Give her a
You
hug.
step in and close your arms around this foreign body, wandering astray in touch. There's a small movement beneath
This
your
is
hand
terrible.
as
What
you
am I
shut
doing?
your eyes. Then a tiny voice breaks out and asks.
What is happening?
She seems to be confused. Your hands are wrapped around her polyester coat. The fabric feels cold, moist from the sea nearby.
Oh no. Keep hugging
The
her.
situation is oddly intimate. Your cheek is pressed against her shoulder. Her hand is trapped between your chest. 5 seconds pass, and their passing seems so unimaginably long. Then she coughs and says again,
What are you doing, officer?
less talk, more feeling. Keep your eyes closed. Soak in the closeness. See what the feeling entails.
I'm fighting for the working class.
Fighting for it how?
She hasn't let go of your embrace yet. One hug at a time.
Oh.
That's nice. There's a strange sensation as the woman strengthens her grip. She's hugging you back.
I guess it's better than nothing. Keep fighting on, my fellow comrade.
She then breaks up the hug, her cheek flushed. I'm glad it worked out, I guess.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's all for the moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
What? I am the weirdest cop known to man. Okay, there's a lot. What? There's a lot of tasks for me to deal with. A lot of stuff on Monday. Oh, I need to talk. Well, I haven't done the initial inspection yet. I have to go and buy the, I have to place a lost bool, inspect the victim's body, but I can't do that. I have to go to Friet. I'm not doing the smoking. There's a lot of stuff here that's kind of split into days, which is interesting. Find your heraldic bird, find Morel, the cryptozoologist. That's not going to be possible till tomorrow, till Wednesday. Alright, let's quickly go back inside the shop. Let's see if I can find out about my heraldic bird. See if I have some money I can pick up or sell. Hey kid, at least you're allowed to be inside now. I need to learn about my heraldic bird. Give me more information.
Mountain of colorful board game book.
Nope. I need to find out about the cockatoo. Probably over here. Oh, hello. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. Excuse me.
Shelves filled to the brim.
Nope.
Shelves full of
I guess I should look
shelves
through it.
browsing through. Suddenly, high speed next to next.
No, I've already read all these.
She understands.
I'm sorry.
What is the task? Go read up on cockatoos in the bookstore. I'll try.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range amidst these three. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, various paranatural.
Which bookcase am I looking for then? I guess I could ask her. This was the barbarian stuff, wasn't it?
The display
Yeah. Maybe you'll know. I'll talk to you. It's been a bit.
I'm
How are you?
sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
No, I can't.
Out of the rain and into the gutter.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess.
Yeah. She looks into her notebook with trepidation.
Oh, I found something while you were away.
Suddenly she smiles and perks up.
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat, almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. Oh, that's nice of her. I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad I helped her out. Wait, where'd you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Oh. A detective hat? Okay, I get it. I can look just like Dick Mullen, except I'm an actual police officer.
Yes, I bet it looks good on you. Really serious. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
She looks back at the infernal scribblings on her nose. Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. Thank you for the hat. Seriously. Encyclopedia. Oh, yeah. This is not bad at all. Orange bum hat is reaction speed, though. Disco blazer. I'm okay with what I'm wearing right now. Maybe you can tell me about, cockatoos?
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there?
in that dark sarcophagus?
She's looking for the right expression. Hold on, I haven't actually done anything yet. I just want to ask a few questions.
Oh. What about?
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Okay. Right next to the book? Oh, this one.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
I don't want to steal things from people, especially from a failing bookstore. I will come back and buy it later. Wait, how much was it?
A sulfur-crested cockatoo.
I can afford it.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Alright, time to read it. It's probably not even worth my time, or I might get something amazing out of it. A book about different cockatoo species and their behavioral problems. Perhaps it could also offer some insight into your own often problematic actions. The spectacular Major Majestic Cockatoo eyes you from the cover.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Okay, what more?
This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Alright, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
I could handle that. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Right, that's pretty bad. Anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Okay, yes, but there has to be something great about cockatoos, right?
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Dang.
Not great for the neighbors. Performing? Yes, birdie.
Read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Ooh. What about the major majestic?
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
What about the bang bang cockatoo?
Despite its banging name, the bang bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species. Common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, Bang Bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me. The shyest one?
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Isn't it obvious? Major Majestic! Here I come! Well, it's the impressive one. It's flamboyant. I don't know about me being flamboyant. I'm not playing a shy character right now either. I'm not going to be the depressed funeral one, although just because it looks like it's dressed doesn't make it actually, well, ominous. Major Majestic!
You're right. Your Majesty embodied. This big, beautiful bird belongs on your heraldry.
Yes! I don't know what the point of that was, but it gave me experience. Wonderful. Okay. What's this?
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Baye, badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Wait, what's that about a ludicrous fantasy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer. This is the beginning of your legend.
Action!
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
I'm gonna be a superstar cop. I'm doing it. I know I could also be, you know, a sorry cop, but I'm gonna be a superstar. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is actually saying that you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine, riddled with hepatitis C, strikes a lion-esque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillaume de Le Million or Davy Lewis. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. -2 logic. Ooh. But that's only temporary, and it only takes an hour. It might give me a nice bonus. I want to be a superstar. I can't internalize it though. I would have to unlock it. Oh, but that requires... Learning cap. Learning cap. I would have to actually waste... Well, not waste, I guess, but I have to use up points in order to unlock it. That seems a bit bold. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to think about it. Let's go back out. So there's a few things I should probably be doing right now. Just quickly seeing if there's anything else that I could have done or should have done. Probably doesn't have new dialogue. I still owe them money or something. Or not money, but...
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Look closer
The
first.
faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone. They look pretty ancient.
Tim, look! Bullet holes.
Where?
He looks around. Point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it. It looks ancient.
There? Those are old.
Oh, you mean like from the Revolution?
Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the Revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
Okay, what can you tell me about this revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
Alright, free experience then, I guess. I'll take it. Seemed kind of random, but why not? Do you have any new dialogue for me today? Let's see. Miss Messier? Miss Messier, do you have any new dialogue? Because if there's new dialogue, I'm going to have to talk to everyone again. Otherwise, I can skip talking to them, but I can run around and see if there's new people to talk to.
You're back.
Good.
No new dialogue. Okay. That's good information. So let's try the side door then to get into this place. You don't have anything new either, right?
Hello again, officers.
No, not today. Okay. Is there a quest for this? The jam mystery. Ah, yes, the drugs. Find booze and drink it. Won't be doing that. Find money for rent. Joyce's info on the lynching. Missing competition, morale. I'm pretty sure I was told that there's supposed to be a side door.
A sturdy metal door.
Yeah, okay. Well, I might have to try that later. In that case, let's go back to Frit. And buy some ammonia. Actually, I just realized I have no money. Well, that's not good. I guess I can go to the pawn shop, see if I can get rid of some clothes or something. I'll know if that's a thing I can do or not, but something I'm considering. Oh, what?
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Hey, solved!
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Wait, what did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband, the missing husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though?
Yes.
But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice.
This doesn't add up. I'm only making a fool of myself.
Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later.
Alright, I'm going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
We just have to assume that they're the same. Okay. This is such a terrible idea. I'm so sorry, miss. I'm back. You're right that I'm a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them, just like you said. And I even decided on what kind of cockatoo I am. Want to know?
I don't know. The most talkative one?
No, I'm the Major Majestic Cockatoo.
The what now?
The Major Majestic Cockatoo is the most impressive one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
She says, slowly shaking her head. The woman looks baffled by your personal revelation. Protect and serve, ma'am. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
There! Point to the drunk near the sea.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
I found a working class drunk and I thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
He glances over your shoulder towards the drunk.
Remember, about that what. Never ever say what.
Something bad, I guess? I'm sorry. I say stupid things sometimes. I didn't mean to annoy.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
Ah, blam. Knew it.
But you told me your husband's alright.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere. Drinking with his friends.
She looks away. I'm sorry, miss.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She has completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance instead.
There. She's worried now.
Haven't seen him in a while, though. He is missing. Kim, is it just me, or do we have a missing persons case here?
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Man, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
Like a late-stage alcoholic, then?
That's one way to put it, yes. No offense. I'd also add he's a little bit chubby.
I see. What else?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds,
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can completely sympathize.
As my main character, yes, I can see him agreeing with that.
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, you did the sewing for it. It's sentimental to him. He does care. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning.
Oh, that's not that long
He
ago.
went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home.
He might just be dead. Someone might have jumped him. Or he came afoul of some Union people.
Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
I think I got it, thank you.
So you are going to look for him?
Yes.
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Yes, I will bring him back home to you. That's a promise I don't know I can keep, but I will do my best.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
You sense gratitude in her voice.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
The woman takes the slip of paper. It's a phone number. Thanks, I'll get going then. Okay, well, I found a quest by being annoying. Not how I envisioned this today to go, but so far so good. I need money. So let's quickly run down here, see if there's any new stuff. I've also put a few points into my investment, so... Oh, hello. Hot air rises from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. Let's see if I can dig around a bit more, see if there's anything here I can want to buy or talk to him about.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
I need rhetoric to get money.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy.
I'm good. No, I don't think I can afford anything right now. That's the pawn shop. This guy's still chilling here. Can I look at this? Butter sign down!
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. It's an acquired taste.
Visual calculus. Ominous daredevil feeling. Attempt to reconstruct what happened here.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags.
Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Up the crater, okay. Look at the roof of the shack. This vehicle bumped up and then hit the ceiling.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Damn. Look at the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts.
Look at the
Then
sign.
it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Wow, that's lucky.
The salmon and butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Caprice 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Okay. And why the Linnea G22?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Link.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Okay. Can I do anything with this right now?
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling. This panel...
No, not right now. There is a box here, though, that I can interact with. I'll take the tear. I'm back.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivity.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
I do appreciate it.
Okay. Is there a way for me to just actually put it away? Bullets? Okay, fair enough. Let's put that away for now. I'm just gonna keep holding this plastic bag.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
Well, it's like, why don't you drive? Well, if he's sensitive to light, it makes sense. Wait, why don't you drive?
I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts.
Fair enough. But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
A vortex? Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
Do you have any recordings of the Col de Mamadakwa?
The Col de Mamadakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
Honestly, I wouldn't have guessed that you knew what a Col de Mamadakwa was.
That's fair. It's been a long time since my Col de Mamadakwa hunting days. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
Yeah. That sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Col de Mamadakwa. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Col de Mamadakwa.
That's not very scientific.
That really wasn't the point. After the Symphonia, we moved on to the sounds of office supplies or something like that. And I doubt any of us would have been any good at pushing papers.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Spin that bird song!
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. Not good.
Uh-oh.
Not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls?
And skewers, but
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, high-pitched, shivering sound.
A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Col de Mamadaqua. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
They are indeed. I have something else to sell.
Let me have a look.
You told me you don't take clothes, right?
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Let me check my
Anything
pockets.
else you're thinking of selling?
No, I'm keeping all of these. Oh, thank
Another
you.
time.
Alright, let's check out Freet. Oh, you want to talk?
Any theories about what happened here?
Oh. You want to talk about the driving accident? Looks like someone was in a real hurry.
What kind of car do you think it was?
Cupris 40?
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have some ideas about who it might have been.
Oh.
Actually, never mind. I need more evidence to come up with a list of suspects.
We are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Try to come up with a convincing explanation for the driver's actions. Do it!
Somewhere in the depths of your alcohol-addled soul, you find a few threads that you can weave into a story.
This could only have been... Pause dramatically. Jacob Irv!
The tip-top tourney champion?
After the untimely death of dear friend and fellow racer Alfie Delatraz at Fjordhammer, Jacob Irv was desperately chasing death on the racetrack, but death eluded him.
The lieutenant patiently listens to the words coming from your mouth.
After quitting in frustration, he became a recluse, a ghost driver, searching for death on the streets of Revachol, speeding.
Jumping canals at night? If I was Jacob Irv, I wouldn't drive in Martinez. The roads are awful. In conclusion, it's a colorful theory, but I don't believe Jacob Irv did this. Should we go?
No, we need to find this Jacob Irv before tragedy strikes.
If we must.
Thank you for being so patient with me, dude. Oops. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to Freet and see if I can pick up that ammonia. I should probably look into actually, you know, taking down the... Wait, I never talked to this guy, did I? I don't think I did.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he
A
goes.
simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet.
He finishes and
Hey
turns
there.
to you. Hey there. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions towards a sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Care to spare some change for working stiff?
Huh? Oh, no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
Sudden financial duties snap him out of his daze. They who?
The bosses, man.
Makes sense. First work, then pay. Well, I don't know who these bosses think they are, but that sounds like a good arrangement for them.
Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had, say, 4 myself.
Tell me more about this strike.
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Talking about Miss Messier. What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Maybe I should go on strike.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother.
I guess you got a point there.
Yes, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
All of us who?
Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Aw man, only 28%? That sucks. And I have empathy 4 too. Why is it so difficult? Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel there? Point at the yard.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
And your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
And you're just gonna tell us, the cops, this?
Relax. He's merely joking.
Okay, but what are you... Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
So nothing illegal then?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
That's your machine behind you there?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
That's a found A6 you got there?
Neat.
Oops.
For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Wamrau and Laurent Bird somehow.
I said, yeah, these lorries are pretty great by accident.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
That's fair. Let me
This
jump through
beauty.
again.
Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou.
That's
and
a fallen
neighboring
A6 you got
Good
there?
eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
He gives the side of the lorry a friendly knock.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Could I get one of those found tracksuits you're hauling?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
Fair enough, I can't blame you for that. Right, I had another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
28% chance. What do you see in his eyes?
Ease into it.
Ouch.
Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Hey Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling you?
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. This jam ain't helping either.
He looks around.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn, it really is hard to talk, man to man.
I'm good for now. Good talk.
Don't be a stranger.
He gives a salute with 2 fingers. I don't think there's anything else back here. Yeah. I don't think anything else around here has been updated, right? Wasn't there like a weird old lady back here? She probably still doesn't want to talk to me.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with contempt. Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have the small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Okay, when she says 50s, I assume she means a precinct, right? Because I'm like precinct 51. Her name is Pale Driver? Where else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
The smile returns to her face.
Until you came along, that is.
The look she gives you is accusatory. Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame. Take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later. You can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning was perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
She gets gruff suddenly.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She looks around.
All of what? The world? The present. She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow and she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Right. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Please, help me out here. It's important.
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
She raises her boots slowly with contempt.
She's wearing sturdy workers' boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There is no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Wait, what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Turn to Kim. She is not Oddsoul. These are not the boots that made the prints.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
Oops.
The feet of a little girl. They fit well on the pedals.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, you get high driving a lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
She closes her eyes in reverie.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand? Hermenegildos' bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
I still don't understand this whole boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
The boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought that was going.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
That sounds like a story that I would not enjoy, because it sounds awful. Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udachnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
The Transcatalia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
She looks you over and scoffs.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
She gestures to the intersection.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
That's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
What is it that you're hauling exactly?
Your man, Lowman. What of it?
Fine, let's change the subject. He doesn't think she's smuggling anything. Oh, that's why we're asking if they know about drugs. Oh, okay, I'll ask
Maybe.
anyway.
Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Yeah. It's like, you said earlier that you don't know the cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
Drugs?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I?
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
She squints across the square.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, so if you're not involved in the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here? Obviously because they can't leave.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
He closes his notebook to stress it.
Yes,
Thank you
go.
for now.
Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Her voice trails off. Alright. Well, it's nice that we're able to talk to some more of these people. Oh.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Who drives these?
Not many people outside of Grad. And Revachol West, too, it appeared. Bulky frame. Heavy. Hardy. Looks like a tractor.
Hold up, is this a tractor?
Yes, built like a tractor. And used like one, too, in the Zemsk countryside. Take note of the 8 antler emblem. The symbol of the Stars Raiko, proudly born to honor its humble roots.
Hey Kim, check this out.
A Stash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zemsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the Stars Raiko.
What happened last time, Kim?
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Zemsk migrants saw a Stash Raiko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot.
Oh.
They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Zemsk community protested to trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
He shakes his head.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
This seems so semantic. Like, this is all semantics. It's off by 5 people. Hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people were on that protest.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word.
Who are the Zemsk community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
The lieutenant shakes his head. What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
That's oof. He studies his reflection in the car window.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Kim, could our hanged man have been the driver of this car?
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated.
The lieutenant says with a slight smirk. Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job.
Yes, detective?
I think it looks better brown and black. They should have left it baby blue.
You sure you're not Zemsk?
She shares a smile with you, only for a second.
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or, if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum.
I assume they were talking about this and not that. Oh, what's this?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Of course he does. I'm gonna run up and around. I still don't want to talk to all of these people yet. Because, of course, Fleet is right here. Hey, I would like ammonia.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
She puts down the magazine. Does Fleet have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling and Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazines without waiting for you to respond. Do you have any ammonia for sale?
She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes. What we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Okay. Medicine cabinet. That's over here, right? Oh, no, it's up here.
A colourful display of cigarettes.
Again,
no, that's alcohol.
I'm obliged to...
Nope.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Ammonia is $1, and I wasted my money on a book.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk into the machine. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. enter the endless cycle of consumption.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that, but I happen to have $1.09.
A colorful display.
No, keep going to the wrong one. Yeah, let me buy the ammonia.
A small cabinet on the wall.
Okay. Don't, like, overdo it or something.
No prob. Inspect the victim's body. I can actually do some story relevant stuff. I should probably talk to this guy though, and then ask the other guy if he knows anything about drugs. But I think I will actually leave that for next time. So I hope that you enjoyed what you saw here today and that you're doing well wherever you are. This has been Karst with Disco Elysium, and I'm excited to actually investigate the dead body next time. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.